Assalamu alaikum. If I were to ask you why Allah created us, you would say that it is to worship Him. That's a correct answer, but not entirely accurate. Allah is self-sufficient and does not need our worship. If I asked you what trust or responsibility was given to humans that was not given to the mountains or any other creature, you might say it's religion and worship. Again, this is correct but not entirely accurate. Angels worship Allah without the concept of trust. If I asked you why Satan hates humans, you might say it's because he was proud and defiant towards Prophet Adam, the father of mankind. This answer is also correct, but not entirely accurate. If we understand the answers to these three questions correctly, we will grasp the true reason for our existence. Today's story is about you. Yes, our story is about you, the one listening to me. I will reveal some things about your life that were hidden from your eyes or not understood correctly. Believe me, you will not finish this episode without being a completely different person. Your psychological state will calm down because you will understand why you are here. So now, my friend, as usual, prepare your favorite drink and stay alert. This episode requires focus. Bismillah, in the name of Allah, let's begin. Let's return to the basics, to the beginning, to our father Prophet Adam. I'll take you back even further, to a time before the creation of prophets, to an era unknown and unrecorded. There were angels created from light residing in the heavens. Their role was to worship Allah. Angels worship Allah not out of fear of hell or desire for paradise. They were created for worship. They are incapable of doing anything other than worshiping Allah. To understand this concept better, try this exercise. Close your nose with your hand and try to prevent air from entering. You won't be able to stop the oxygen from coming in. Your brain will force you to remove your hand to allow oxygen into your body. Similarly, angels cannot stop worshiping Allah because they were created to do so. They are completely devoted to worship. Among the angels there was one being different from the rest, a being created from smokeless fire, a Jinn named Iblis. According to Israeli traditions and historical accounts, Iblis was once a righteous worshipper and initially lived on earth with the Jinn tribe. Then the angels came, fought the Jinn, killed some, and expelled them to the mountains and ocean. Iblis was taken to the heavens because he was a righteous worshipper. The fact is that Iblis, a Jinn, lived among the angels in the heavens. Whether he was lifted from earth to the heavens, or created directly in the heavens, only Allah knows. At that time, Iblis worshipped Allah and was considered a king. I emphasize the word king because Iblis had the right to choose and make decisions, unlike the angels. By his own choice, Iblis decided to worship Allah. During that time, Allah announced a significant decree to the inhabitants of the heavens, saying he would place a Vicegerent on earth. This was a monumental and unprecedented matter for the heavenly beings. Allah would appoint a creature on earth whose role was to be his Vicegerent. What does the term Vicegerent mean? Imagine your father says to you, "Son, I'm traveling for a month, and I want you to be my Vicegerent in the house." He means that you should perform all his duties at home, as if he were there. The same goes for being a Vicegerent of a channel. You manage everything as if the owner were present. So being a Vicegerent means carrying out all the responsibilities of the person who appointed you. In this case, Allah is appointing a Vicegerent on earth. This position is incredibly significant and prestigious. The chosen creature must be exceptional, and certainly, Allah must love it deeply. After this divine decree, the inhabitants of the heavens began to wonder who this Vicegerent would be. Iblis, who thought he was the most deserving, was shocked to discover that Allah created a new being, human, out of clay. The most surprising part was that Allah created this human with his own hand. Unlike other creations which were made by Allah's command, this human was crafted directly by Allah, showing a special honor and respect. This special status between this new creature and Allah indicates the deep honor and respect Allah had for. We, as descendants of Prophet Adam, part of this creation that Allah fashioned with his own hands and breathed life into. This emphasizes our elevated status compared to other creatures. Prophet Adam was initially a lifeless figure. Allah breathed his spirit into him, giving him a higher rank. When Allah commanded the angels to prostrate to Adam, it was an extraordinary honor for humanity. All the angels obeyed, except Iblis, who refused. This act of disobedience stemmed from his arrogance and jealousy, believing that he deserved the position more than Adam. Iblis compared himself, a being created from fire, to Adam, created from clay. In his view, fire was superior to clay. This comparison shows that Iblis saw himself as the equal of Adam in terms of creation, though he was actually a different category of creature. Iblis's refusal and subsequent fall from grace highlight the test of humility and obedience Allah set for his creatures. When Iblis disobeyed Allah, he was cast out of his mercy and condemned to be wretched and punished in hell. I want you to think about this now. The angels prostrated to Adam by God's command. When you love someone, when you love a friend, don't you want everyone to respect them, love them, and appreciate them, so no one harms them? Isn't that right? God loved us and gave us a very high status, to the point where he commanded the angels to prostrate to Adam, the first human, who represents all of humanity. Of course, at that moment, Satan exploded with anger. He reached the highest level of rage because he did not accept God's decree, and his soul was telling him that he deserved this status more than Adam, even though Adam's status was not affected. Satan, unlike the rest of creation, refused to prostrate to Adam. He refused God's command and openly disobeyed him. Despite this, God asked Satan, "Why do you not prostrate when I commanded you to?" What was Satan's response? He said, "I am better than him. You created me from fire and created him from clay. O my Lord, I am more deserving of this status. I am made of fire. I deserve to be your vicegerent on earth and to populate the earth. I am more deserving of this status you have given to Adam. I am more deserving of having the angels prostrate to me. I am more deserving of being honored and exalted like him." So Satan rejected faith in God's decree and became consumed with hatred, envy, and animosity towards Adam. Let's see how Satan compared himself to Adam. Satan said to God, "You created me from fire and Adam from clay." In his argument, Satan saw himself and Adam as being on the same level or path. In other words, Adam was the first human made from clay, and Satan was among the first creatures made from fire, or the Jinn. Therefore, some scholars and interpreters say that Satan was the father of all Jinn, and there were no Jinn on earth before humans, while others say that Jinn existed on earth before humans, and Satan was elevated to the heavens. There are differing views on this, but don't worry too much about it. Let's stay focused on our story. We know that Satan sees himself as an equal to Adam, who is from the lineage of humans, while Satan is from the lineage of Jinn. When Satan disobeyed God, he was cursed and expelled from his mercy, and it was decreed that he would be a miserable creature in hell. Meanwhile, Adam was placed in paradise. Let's return to the verse. God, before creating Adam, said, "I am placing a vicegerent on earth." Adam was supposed to be on earth. Why was he placed in paradise? There are many interpretations of this. Some say that Adam's paradise was on earth, different from the paradise we will enter in the hereafter. You, my friend, are free to adopt any interpretation as long as it's correct. In my view, I lean towards the interpretation that God placed Adam in paradise to acquaint him with its beauty, taste its delights, its food, its drink, and all its pleasures. At the same time, this was to teach Adam that if he disobeyed God, he should seek forgiveness, and God would forgive him. It was a lesson not only for Adam, but for all creatures resembling Adam, humanity. God also sent a message to Adam to be righteous and good so that he could return to paradise and not be like Satan, who disobeyed and didn't seek forgiveness, thus ending up in hell. Adam lived a certain period in paradise. And as you know, the story unfolded and he was sent down to earth. He was entrusted with a responsibility, one that no other creature was entrusted with. This responsibility is the right to choose and to be God's vicegerent on earth. Now it's your turn, O Adam. Now it's your turn, O humans who are from Adam's lineage. You are to be vicegerents on earth, and with you is the trust of choice. The choice means that we are not like the angels, who are only commanded to worship and cannot do anything but worship, nor can they leave this state. Likewise, you cannot prevent yourself from breathing. Just as angels cannot stop worshiping God, humans have been given the trust of choice. Choose, O Adam. Choose, O Ahmad. Choose, O so-and-so. Do you want to be a righteous person? And if you sin, seek forgiveness and love God as he loves you? This way, you will enter paradise. Or do you want to be a sinful creature like Satan and end up in hell? The choice is in your hands. Consider God's mercy and love for us at the beginning of our existence. He made us taste the sweetness of paradise so we would love it and yearn for it. He did not make us taste the punishment of hell at the beginning so we would fear it. The main concern is to desire to enter paradise and fear entering hell. The priority is mercy, not punishment. You might wonder, why didn't God create us like the angels, simply programmed to worship Him? So we wouldn't have to do anything except worship and enter paradise without the possibility of sinning or going to hell. I'll tell you, my friend, the choice is a trust and a blessing. One of the greatest blessings God has bestowed upon us. How wonderful, my friend, it is to be a creature who thinks, reflects, and also acts as a vicegerent on earth. Let me summarize all of this so you understand your status among creatures. God has subjugated everything on earth to us. Every animal, every insect from which we benefit, whether through their meat or as means of transport, or even those that help us in agriculture. Even animals that seem harmful like snakes have their uses. Everything on earth is subjugated to us. Trees, insects, everything. All of God's creatures revolve around you, O human. Even the creatures of the heavens, the angels, are subjugated to us, revolve around us. Listen to this hadith. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that whoever goes to bed in a state of purity, a guardian angel spends the night with him. And whenever he wakes up during the night, the angel says, O Allah, forgive your servant, so-and-so, for he went to bed in a state of purity. Imagine, as a human living in this world, you might feel insignificant in the vast universe and amid all these creatures. But if before you sleep, you perform ablution, go to bed, and sleep, God commands an angel to stay with you and pray for your forgiveness throughout the night. Just think about it. When you eat before dawn during Ramadan and you enjoy your food just to fast for God's sake, God and His angels pray for you because you ate before dawn. This is mentioned in the hadith. God and His angels pray for you. Not just one angel, but all the angels pray for you. So despite being in your home preparing for the fast, God has arranged for the angels to pray for you because you did this for Him. There are many more manifestations of how angels are subjugated to humans. Even Satan, who had the right of choice, whose life revolves around trying to lead you astray, is focused on you. He wants to drag you to hell. Don't ever think that as God's vicegerent on earth, you are insignificant. God created you with His own hands and breathed life into you. You are not a simple being in this grand scheme of things. When you realize your role as God's vicegerent on earth, and feel the greatness of this status and the noble tasks, you will feel ashamed to commit minor sins. For example, you will feel ashamed to litter the streets, because you will think, how can I, God's vicegerent on earth, engage in such actions? How can I steal when I am God's vicegerent on earth? This awareness will help you stay away from many sins. So how can I love God? Love God by worshiping Him and not disobeying Him. Respond to the one who loves you with love. Pray to Him, prostrate to Him, and follow His commands. This is the highest form of love, worshiping God. God has not asked the impossible from you. It's possible and permissible. Now I want you to reflect on something. You might think, worshiping God is hard and there are many commands. We pray, fast, give charity, say Bismillah before eating, remember God before leaving the house, and make supplications. I love God but struggle to do all these things. I want to enter paradise but can't keep up with all these obligations. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. He has not subjected us to the punishment of hell from the start to keep us focused on avoiding it. Our ultimate goal should be to love entering paradise and to fear hell. But Allah's mercy and love come first. If you think that worship and obedience are burdensome, remember that these are not just obligations but opportunities for connection with Allah. Performing acts of worship like prayer and fasting is a way to express our love for Allah, who has given us the choice to serve Him willingly. This choice is a profound blessing and shows Allah's immense love for us. In summary, remember that you are not a simple creature. You are Allah's vicegerent on earth, endowed with a significant role and honor. Understanding and embracing this role will guide you in living a life of purpose and devotion. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.